gentlemen, for the opening keynote at the World OTT Show, we've looked at talking about the bright future of OTT in Asia, new standard of entertainment. We're later to be joined by Mark Aitken, the SVP Advanced Technology Sinclair Broadcast Group, USA. Well, Mark joined the Sinclair Broadcast Group in 1999 and a senior vice president of advanced technology, having responsibility of development and deployment of the next-gen technologies such as the ATSC 3.0. Mr. Aitken joined the Sinclair Broadcast Group back in 1999, having 25 years of industry experience with Comark. With this, ladies and gentlemen, I'd now like to bring Mark on your stage and screen at the World OTT Show. With this, thank you so much, Mark, for joining us today for the opening keynote. We'd now request you to join us, and over to you. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much. It's my pleasure to be here. And I'm going to try to stretch the imagination of your conference attendees with the notion of broadcast internet. When people think of internet, they think unicast. But over the last 6 years, the United States and the rest of the world have been advancing a new broadcast standard, ATSC 3.0. And a lot of our work, a lot of our activities have actually been focused in Asia with a company that we've invested in India, in Bangalore, India, Sankya Labs. And Sankya Labs is very much involved in as a fabless chip manufacturer, but in the forefront of many of the 5G activities globally. So I'm going to try to walk people quickly through a presentation, and I hope that that all goes well. I'm going to share now. So you might ask, what is broadcast internet, and why is a broadcaster talking about the internet in conjunction with our activities? Well, it's quite simple. It'd be much more simple if I could advance my slides. As a new broadcast standard, ATSC 3.0 does many things for television with great visual capacity, better reception, and many other things. But as a broadcaster, I think what's more important is the fact that globally, the standard is being recognized as an all IP broadcast standard. And what that means is that if you think about the internet and its unicast capability, if you laid on top of that the ability of one-to-many, that's what this standard provides for. In India at this time, TSDSI, which is the Indian standards body that is part of that feeds into the global 3GPP standards activity, is in the process to enable adoption of these standards, but being written as Indian standards for 5G broadcast. It's a standard of standards, and I'm not going to go through what each and every one of these standards are, but you have to begin to embrace the notion of broadcast internet. And in the United States, the FCC has actually updated its rules that encourage the deployment of ATSC 3.0, 5G broadcast, if you will, for the purpose of providing broadcast internet services. And as an all IP system, it's a layered standard, starting with a very unique system discovery, OFDM transmission that is aligned with 5G, internet protocols for the purposes of driving up the stack, the ability to present internet content. And if you think of the television display as nothing more than a browser, then suddenly you have the ability to use all of your OTT excellence, all of your IP experience, and provide new services, not just broadcast by itself, but broadcast and internet brought together in a quite remarkable way. Now I'm going to attempt to quickly shift to another. Well, I'm going to attempt to share this screen.
Sure.
What I wanted to walk people through is what does this broadcast internet experience look like, and what happens in fact when you bring OTT and over-the-air television together.
Right.
So now, hopefully, you can see that that
Yes.
intro slide, and I feel embarrassed at this time, but let me try to now advance the slide. So when you STIR is our OTT program, and it's widely deployed in the United States that provides free content, video on demand, both from a variety of program services that we generate and create, as well as an ability to dial into our broadcast content on a video on demand basis. But if you envision a television that has the ability to bring menus to the forefront, using simply the remote control as a guide. If you'll look on the left of this display, what you'll see is a menu popping up of a popular station in Las Vegas, and all of the OTT assets of my television station are available in that smart TV broadcast broadband merged environment. The ability to bring instantaneous news, breaking news, to be able to target and personalize the programming experience is new in the world of television. There are many next-gen TV sets available. LG, Sony, and Samsung have some 30-odd commercial models available. And in the United States, this next-gen TV service is being widely deployed. The national rollout has begun. Currently, about 35% of the American public is served by next-gen television. And by the end of this year, that number will be 70 to 75%. So 3/4 of the US population will have access to these new broadcast broadband merged services. Many markets, these are the markets that have already launched on the left. Many markets next week, Baltimore, our hometown, is being launched along with a variety of others in the next few months. Washington, D.C., for example, will have 2 ATSC3 facilities on air. So if you can imagine that remote control of a standard television set becoming the entryway into nonlinear programming, you have the ability to provide automated alerts. Those alerts can be weather related, natural disaster related, and may actually take the form for broadcast news flashes on a selectable basis. The ability of a viewer to make a decision of the type of alerts or the type of information that they'd like to be made aware of. Because it's all IP, in fact, all the kind of deep analytics that are available in OTT are brought into that broadcast environment for a new level of engagement and insight relative to those programming efforts. User analytics and other tools ensure that the best programming possible is being brought forward on the taste of viewers. Security is built into the next-gen TV system so that there's secure data transmission. And as a mobile standard, this means the ability to address a whole new class of of devices, not just televisions in the living room, but mobile devices, automotive devices, Internet of Things, the ability to tap into new forms of revenues on a secure basis, one to many. Advanced alerting provides for advertising opportunities with the ability again to provide sponsorship and have direct referrals available through broadcast as this converged OTT over-the-air format. A variety of producer tools are already being deployed for the purpose of bringing into the newsroom of broadcast operations and into the production centers the ability to tag and flag and provide a variety of personalized services. And I think, well, my machine is locked up again, and you'll have to pardon me. But the reason I'm bringing this forward is that on a global basis, the demand to bring content direct to mobile devices is increasing, and the ability of networks to deliver that content, a large percentage of which we all it's typically clogging of the internet services with these high value, most watched programming. So if you could imagine, instead of India is a great example where on any given day with IPL running, you may have 20 or 30 million simultaneous users, and the ability of a mobile network to support that collapses. So a one-to-many overlay, broadcast overlay, an offload of that most watched content in a one-to-many environment is a unique opportunity that's being explored, not just in countries like the United States, where it's being deployed as a television service, but is being embraced in India with standardization activity. You have global activities in large countries like Brazil, who are reviewing the need for a second generation digital standard to support mobile, and again, all IP in nature. So I guess my task today is to get these conference attendees to begin to think a little differently. Since the dawn of the internet, it's always been one-to-one unicast with multiple sessions and many times of exactly the same content. If you wanted to deliver a 1 gigabyte package to 1 million people, the amount of capacity of the internet to deliver that one package to all those people requires 1 million sessions. But in broadcast of one-to-many, you can deliver those 1 million 1 gigabyte files once to everyone. So think about that. Think about the opportunities that can be unlocked. And I really thank TradeCom for the opportunity to maybe engage people in a little different way. To my Indian friends, namaste. And certainly, I hope that these conference proceedings are eye-opening in many domains for all of you. So thank you again for the opportunity to speak.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Mark, for joining us today at the World OTT Show. It was a pleasure having you, and namaste. Thank you.